Styx returning to the Peoria Civic Center Theater on March 16th. Can't wait. It's going to be a ball. And we have the founder of that band, James Young, JY, still with Styx after all these years and bringing him back to town. And we're going to have a conversation with him next because John and Nancy are still talking. James Young, one of the founding members of Styx, joining us this morning. So cool you guys are coming back to town. James, I got Nancy Flagg in the studio with us today to chat with you. And
hi, Nancy.
Hello.
We are both Chicago kids originally. Mm-hmm. Nancy, you grew up in Lockport, and I was a Glen Ellen kid, so we are well-versed.
I live close to Glen Ellen now, but I grew up in the city on the south side, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
So you still keep a place in Chicago, huh?
Well, I mean, O'Hare, the nonstop flight to anywhere on the planet, and you I'm big and dumb and blonde, so I don't mind the winter, and we can get through this.
I get it.
Yeah.
And you do fly around the planet a lot, so it's best to be close to O'Hare. Right. I get that.
And Illinois is a lot better on taxes than a place like California, where you got to pay a lot extra on everything that comes your way. So
good point. Isn't that great? See, this is what happens when even rock stars are worried about their retirement, right? I love that.
Right,
But listen, but you're not retiring yet. So I was just noticing. This is a funny thing, James. Just today, for whatever reason, they announced that the Egg McMuffin was born on this day back in 1972, and that's about when you guys put out your first album, isn't it?
1972, we signed the first recording contract, and I think the first Styx 1 came out in the fall of that year, yeah.
Wow. Very cool. I can still remember when Lady broke on WLS. I mean, it was like, and this is the local band, the hometown band. It was so cool. You've been at this quite a while. Is it still fun to be a rock star?
Yes, it is.
It was funny. We were listening to a piece with I think it was Paul Stanley from Kiss, and he said people want to be rock stars because it's as good as it looks.
Yeah,
it's like presidents want to be rock stars. I don't want to be the president.
The travel's got to be a little tough though. So JY, how's the travel? Like, what are the ups and downs for travel? Because it sounds like you're on the road quite a bit.
Well, it's one hotel room to the next, and we used to actually, for a while there was a lot of the bands, ourselves and Foreigner and a few like that, were flying these old British Vickers Viscounts from the Second World War, and we had our own private turboprop planes, but then that era kind of disappeared. I don't know if those planes became unreliable or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and now we're scattered. I mean, Tommy Shaw lives in Nashville now. I'm still in Chicago. And our drummer Todd and bass player Ricky, Todd, who grew up in Chicago, he lives in Austin, Texas, which is kind of a very music-centric town, and he doesn't like the cold, so he went down there. And our bass player Ricky Phillips, who was born in Nebraska and went out to the Bay Area, he's down in Austin.
So
and Chuck Panazzo's in Florida.
Yeah, you guys are
So I'm the only big and dumb and blonde one here, still up where it gets cold.
Remember when it used to be like, let's just go over to his house for practice? That's harder now. It's harder.
Well, we signed the first recording 50 years ago. That's half a century ago.
Oh
wow, that's just
my memory is pretty good.
I get it.
And my parents' basement, the band I had actually before Styx with my brother, we did make quite a loud sound, and there was a certain period of time where we were asked to please turn it down.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you right now, please don't turn it down. We love it when you come here. You guys always sound fantastic. Every time you come around, we go see you here in Peoria, and it's always dynamic and always a blast.
And you fill the seats. I mean, people are buying tickets up left and right, so you're going to have a great crowd when you come to Peoria.
That is humbling. It's humbling to me that after half a century, that I just can't believe how people still are drawn to our live performances, and particularly, post-pandemic, we did this sort of thing with REO and Loverboy, and we were doing 15,000 people a night, sometimes over 20,000 people a night.
That is so cool.
Because people had been so contained, and there was nothing going on for a year and a half there, with the fear of the virus. And we just went out and had a blast on our T-shirt. Guy that sold our T-shirts goes, "I've never sold T-shirts like this before." He was going out of his mind how good it was for him retail wise. So
that's awesome. We're talking with James
Young.
There's
a silver lining to every dark cloud, I guess.
Agreed.
Yeah,
we're talking with James Young from Styx. They'll be in town Thursday, March 16th at the Peoria Civic Center Theater.
All right, so JY, you're just talking about all your shows, and all the thousands of people that come. And obviously, you've got the baby boom generation, but are you noticing more young people filling seats? Because I know we play classic hits, but we notice a lot of younger listeners calling our station and being involved and loving the music. So are you noticing that as well?
I'm amazed by the amount of young people up near the front of the stage that didn't experience the thing back in the day, 70s and 80s and what have you, who somehow are rejecting whatever is the current music on radio, which I really don't listen to much anymore in that regard. And I'm humbled by the fact that this music is translated to actually reach out and to touch another generation's hearts and minds. And we did something right, and I'm not. There's some dumb luck there, but we worked hard to make great records, and I guess it paid off.
And that's the main thing. So I'll tell you why people come to see you live. You're really good. Really good. You guys are just, you're dead on, tight, well rehearsed. But at the same time, you have this. Every one of you is smiling ear to ear. You're having a ball when you're playing, which is infectious. No matter how old you are, that's cool. It's great. We love it. And then
our original drummer John Panazzo passed away, but our current drummer Todd Zuckerman has been voted number one on the planet for a number of years in some of these drum magazines, and he grew up in the north side of Chicago, where the band was originally all Southsiders.
Yeah.
And Todd, his goal as a child was to become the drummer at Styx, which is crazy, which he is now. And then he's been voted number one in a whole bunch of different readers' polls of drum magazines.
I actually saw a thing that he did. People could probably check it out on YouTube. It was just they isolated a camera on him during one of your shows, and so you just watch the drummer for a song, and he's extraordinary.
He's extraordinary. That is the right word.
He really is great. So, and here's the other thing. So, Styx has the audacity during the pandemic to say, okay, we're putting out a new album while all this is going on, which I thought was great. And that album.
I don't know if it was audacity or stupidity, but we did it.
Great job. Wow.
What is it on Spinal Tap?
A combination of both.
It's a fine line between stupid and clever, right?
Well, it's hard because when the baby boom was kind of the dominant economic force in the record buying public, that was our heyday, and I don't know where that sits right now. So I don't know, the target demographics and all that stuff, but nobody's selling records like they used to. But nonetheless, we're still selling records and T-shirts and concert tickets and.
So do you ever
God
stop
bless our fan
touring?
base.
JY, do you ever see yourself stop doing this? Stop touring? Like, okay, I'm done. I'm ready for retirement. Or no?
They are going to scrape me off the stage when I drop dead on stage.
Awesome.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's fun to be a rock star. I love that. So let me ask you this. You are the last group of rock and rollers, your generation, our generation of rock and rollers that hit before the internet, okay? What's the difference, the biggest difference in your mind of pre-internet and post-internet rock and roll music? For just getting it done.
Well, I think, the internet, I think a lot of people find ways to get things for free, which in a way is good because it makes us more accessible. It's not good for the record companies who would like to sell more records, but of ours, and of course, but for us, it's the internet just makes it easier to get the news out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It used to be rock radio, and that was it. And Rolling Stone really didn't cover that much of groups like Styx. I sort of actually made friends with the editor-in-chief, Jan Winter, for a friend that was working there. Went up there and took him out to lunch and whatever. But he just, his vision of his magazine didn't include Styx. So.
Well, then he's made a horrible mistake.
Well, I think he's still. I don't think he's a poor man.
Yeah,
because he was very successful with that magazine when it was happening. But he's stuck to his guns, and I'll admire him for that. And I had some friends that actually worked there, which helped get me in the back door there.
Yeah,
but
that's cool. Well, I'll tell you what.
In any event.
But it's not all about nostalgia, because when you guys come to town, it's so fresh and so great, and we love it. And Styx is going to be back at the Peoria Civic Center Theater on Thursday, March 16th. Just out of curiosity, because I grew up in Chicago like you did. So when you guys used to play in Chicago back in the day, where was your favorite venue to play? Like the stadium or the amphitheater? Where did you guys like to play?
Well, I mean, we did an awful lot of we would do high school dances and stuff like that in the beginning.
Yeah.
And we played a bunch of those things, and the proms and different things like that. Yeah. You know,
wow.
That's what we did, and
yeah, I love it that you went from proms to arenas. That's pretty cool. That's a success story right there. Well, you lasted longer than the stadium. You lasted longer than the amphitheater. You're probably going to last longer than Soldier Field. I got to get one more take from you, JY. What do you think about the Bears moving to Arlington Heights, maybe?
I grew up in the city, but I moved to the suburbs, and still live in the suburbs. So I can understand why Mayor Daley was the way he was about it, because no, this is not the Arlington Heights Bears. You're not gonna call yourself the Chicago Bears. You're gonna call yourself the Arlington Heights Bears if you go out there. And huge Bears fan. I was fortunate enough. I met the Fridge and meet Jim McMahon.
Awesome.
Dan Hampton I already knew because he was a big Styx fan.
Yeah, that's awesome. I tell you what, you guys, I can't even imagine how many stories you have after a career in rock and roll like you've had.
I don't know how many more are fit for radio, but
I understand. I get that. Hey, listen, we can't wait to get you back here in Peoria. It's kind of a staple for you. You've been playing here since forever, and every time you come through, it's just always great to see you, and we're looking forward to another great night of rock and roll. So safe travels to you wherever you're headed before here and after here, and we're going to bang the drum loudly for your show and get that thing just cranking for your performance.
Well, our pleasure. We're happy to be from the state of Illinois. I am, and proud to be from the state of Illinois. And Peoria. It's not Gloria, but it's darn near the same thing.
Yet another song idea. James Young from Styx, thank you so much for joining us today, man. We love it. We love it. We'll look forward to seeing you.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Have a great day, sir.
Bye-bye.
Okay, cheerio.
Bye-bye. All right, from just us to hosting rock stars.
Yeah, I love it.
Love it, love it, love it. And we'll keep doing it to it, because if you keep listening,
we'll keep talking.
See you next time.
Bye.